One of the most interesting and important chapters in Masonry's intersection with the United States military begins in the Philippines, where a field lodge in Manila was established on August 21, 1898. According to reports of the Worshipful Master, nearly every organization of the 8th Army Corps was represented at lodge meetings, and brothers from the Navy were in frequent attendance. By early 1900, a Sojourners Club developed in Manila and was granted a charter by the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of California on October 10, 1901. This club later became the Masonic Sojourners Association in 1907. In 1917, returning military Masons formed a National Masonic Organization, and by February 28, 1918, the Sojourners were reborn on U.S. soil, composed of officers and former officers of the various uniformed services of the United States. That's from Secret and Suppressed 2, Banned Ideas and Hidden History into the 21st Century, edited by Adam Parfrey and Ken Thomas. It's a Farrell House book. Excellent book. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I'm sure a lot of you are watching the Super Bowl. I have absolutely no interest in the spectacle myself, so I took the liberty of writing a few letters, and I wanted to make a video about what I decided to write to Congress yet again about. And that is, number one, India has decided to drop out of the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, from the UN, which I reiterate yet again as an intergovernmental panel on climate change. It starts out with an agenda that it attempts to prove by falsifying, fudging, and hiding data. It's no wonder that India chose to drop out of the IPCC, because what they laughingly call science is fucking bullshit. So I'm encouraging my congressmen and my senators to get us the fuck out of the IPCC too. If we really think there's a problem with climate change, which there is no conclusive evidence that there is climate change, that it's anything but natural processes of the earth. There's no conclusive evidence that man is contributing to it, and there's no conclusive evidence that the end result is bad. But I do accept the possibility. And to that end, I say we need actual real studies that are done without preconceived fucking notions by scientists who are not getting money from groups that already have an established position on the matter and have a vested interest in the fucking outcome. So, do you think there are scientists out there that are perfectly capable of studying this issue? Absolutely. Can some of them even be unconnected to industry and private groups, think tanks, and foundations that already have a preconceived idea on this issue and an entire agenda built around it? That's also possible, my friends. So if we want real fucking science on climate change, why don't we have it? Why doesn't the United States join with India, drop the fucking IPCC, and do our own research? If it proves there is climate change and man is behind it and it is bad, then we can talk about solutions. If, on the other hand, as I believe, it shows otherwise, then where will we be if we start now cutting back on everything? We'll be living in a fucking cave. And what will have happened to our technology and to our glorious future? It will have been given up for nothing, for a lie, for falsified data. That's why it's very important to stop, cap, and trade. And that's where I come to. Stop, cap, and trade. Keep in touch with your senators and tell them that you absolutely reject this agenda right now because nothing has been proven. And to throw away the future of this nation based on this so-called science is a fucking joke. Now, the second issue related to my previous video, where the CIA director and the terrorist czar both say that an Al-Qaeda attack is likely against the United States within 3 to 6 months using clean people without ties to terrorist organizations. Which leads me back to activity and actions taken by Janet Napolitano as head of Homeland Security, that she presided over the report that was compiled by the Southern Poverty Law Center based on outdated and useless information on the internet, which she endorsed, claiming that returning veterans, militia-type groups, and I put that in quotes, as well as people who love the fucking Constitution, are all potential homegrown terrorists. Now, she has come out and apologized for this, but by God, she has to go. That's number one. How many strikes do you need? Well, I'll give you a couple more. 2, she was in charge when the supposed underwear bomber did his thing and proclaimed that the system worked. Well, obviously it worked to keep you in your job, you fucking incompetent bitch! That's strike 2. Strike 3 is now what we have. Because basically, Panetta and the terrorist czar painted everybody in this country as a potential terrorist. Because we don't have ties to terrorist groups. And what this illustrates to me is that they plan more intrusive invasions into our privacy, our personal life. Starting with airport scanners that expose your naked body, but soon with full insertions into your rectum and down your fucking throat when you go into a store to buy a can of motherfucking beans. I will not accept any more loss of liberty in the name of supposed watching out for terrorists who now can be anybody, including me. I will not forfeit any more of my constitutional rights for the support of fucking failure and the failure of accountability. And that's what I demand. Accountability. And that's why Janet Napolitano has to go, and we need to put the brakes on any further encroaching into our constitutional rights, our civil liberties, and our privacy. And I will not have this assertion by Panetta used as a means to enact more onerous laws on us, rather than having the people who are already hired to do their jobs do them, and when they fucking fail, to be fired. Thank you.